Yo, what up?
Hey, what's
What
going on,
up,
guys?
gamers?
Welcome to the
Sup,
podcast.
gamers? Yo, fellow
It's like way
gamers.
too
How you gamers
way too
doing?
much, dude. We are all gamers at heart.
I'm a better gamer than most people at heart. Just how it is.
This is very true, depending on what you have to say about our game today. But this is the Virtual Homework Podcast. I'm Dana.
I'm Sam. Our first episode, you probably have not heard our first episode yet as of recording. It's going up tomorrow morning, and we're very excited.
Very excited.
Because we can't wait to get New York Times coverage, US Today coverage.
We're gonna look at that like a month from now. There's gonna be 3 views, but those 3 people are gonna be diehard fans, and that's all I need.
Yeah, you ever go to like the supermarket and see those horrible newspapers with like, this celebrity ate cheese and now their face is breaking out? You ever see those?
yeah, like the horrible tabloids.
Yeah.
Like, you won't believe who she's talking to.
It's going to be
or
like
something
virtual
like that.
homework podcast murdered Queen Elizabeth. It's going to say that, and you're going to be very confused, and I'm going to be very confused, but that's the headline, straight up.
I mean, I don't want to be involved with that.
You might be
lie.
because of the USA Today writing ethics.
I mean, am I gonna be framed?
I mean, we might be, but it's a really good idea for the beginning of the podcast to be framed. It's good publicity for us in a world where podcasts are hard to...
So what did we play today, Sam? What fucking game did you have us play?
So there's a video game in the world.
Oh my god.
So someone in the world, they decided to create a game called Toki. It's an arcade game. Actually, it was transported. It was ported. Jesus Christ. It was ported to the
ported.
NES, Amiga, ZX Spectrum, but we're playing the arcade version of the game Toki.
Is there a difference between the versions, or?
I honestly don't know enough, but I feel like they wouldn't be as bullshit as the arcade version.
Yeah, this game was absolute fucking bullshit. Like, angrily. Like, I literally screamed. Not like screamed, but I was like, fuck! Like, multiple times in the middle of it. Mostly on boss fights.
All right,
but...
so let's regroup for a second. I picked a game this week called Toki. Toki is an arcade game. It's a run and gun shooter, and while it may not look like it, it is one of the hardest shooters I've ever played.
It is
modeled.
It's not just hard; it's bullshit hard.
It's modeled after games like Contra, where basically you were able to. I want to say run and gun. It's walk and gun.
Yeah. You don't. I was just about to say, like, there is no running. You are walking at the slowest speed. So if something's coming at you, unless you know it's coming and can expect it, you're probably going to die.
It's a run and gun shooter meant for the arcade, and when you think meant for the arcade, you think of games that are meant to eat quarters, and this game eats a shit ton of quarters. I spent over 70 credits beating this game. I beat the game.
I did not.
It took about 2.5 hours.
I if I spend a little bit longer, I think I could, but I got to level 5.
Okay.
And I was just, at that point, I was just so frustrated that I was just like, ugh. I guess let's take it stage by stage. The first one's kind of like an entry stage, you know, walking up like the cliffside and stuff. And it's not too bullshit. I mean, there's like the enemies that like pop out of nowhere, like the ghosts that just pop out of nowhere and just drop like a spike on you and you just die instantly. But let's talk about that first boss. What the fuck is that first boss?
I think before we do that, we have to rebase a little bit about the game. So you are a dude turned into a monkey trying to rescue your princess girlfriend. It's standard. There's 6 total stages, and you think, wow, that's a really short game. But literally every second you play this game, there's an enemy that comes out of nowhere and kills you. There's a one-hit KO on this game. One hit.
Yeah, it's one hit.
You literally die if you get hit by anything, and things come out of nowhere. It's absolute bullshit. There's technically a power-up that gives you 2 hits, a football helmet. But, like, you're this...
So is that what that did? I felt like I've had the football helmet, and then I would get hit and just die. Like, with the football helmet on, so
Specifically, only enemies that come at you from above
get
blocked by... You have to hit the helmet to specifically not get killed by it. But I've been killed many times in the football helmet, and I've been killed many times in general. This game knows it's bullshit hard. Want to know why it knows it's bullshit hard? Because there's a checkpoint every 5 pixels.
Literally
in this game.
every, like, if you're on a platform and you jump over the platform, that next platform is a checkpoint.
Yeah, because
except for there's like random points where it's like significantly longer, and it's usually like the most bullshit moments, which I have some picked out. I'll get to later.
Yeah, you might be asking, how do you know there's a checkpoint checkpoint at every 5 pixels because you die every 5 fucking pixels in this game. You literally.
I use like 50 credits or something.
Yeah,
like that,
I think I used about. So as a joke, when I started this playthrough, I'm like, you know what? Let me press this button a bunch because I was enjoying it. So for those who don't know, we use the MAME emulator for this game. It's a very powerful arcade emulator. But every single life would be on like a second new enemy. Like I would just see an enemy, kill it.
Yeah.
Next enemy, I can't kill it. Dead.
Then you die.
Yeah. And then I was like,
dead.
oh, I guess I advanced because there's the checkpoint every literal 5 seconds.
And at least they're nice that when you spawn on the new screen, they remove all the enemies that are there. So it's not like you're spawning and then shit's just immediately flying at you. You spawn and then you have a second to go, all right, those enemies that I previously died to are no longer there. I can move on. It just seems like this game was completely designed to just eat quarters and make money. I couldn't imagine anyone playing this at the arcade more than like 3 quarters. Like I would just be too.
I
pissed
literally calculated that I would have spent like $27 to beat this game. $27.
Yeah. Now imagine
it's like
being
a 2-hour
kid
game.
and it's like, oh, this looks like a cool game, like this little monkey man running around.
So the reason why I picked this game out is because there was a recent TAS of it.
Oh, really?
And they beat it on 1 credit. I mean, of course,
Yeah, it's a TAS.
a speed run it's a task, but like also I can see being a speedrunner of this game and like actually understanding how to play it and like knowing what's coming out. But like I have never been more frustrated about a game than this game right here. Like
No, absolutely not.
for those who don't know me on my stream, I'm a relatively calm person. Like, I will lose a run that's like a god run. I haven't gotten this run in like a month. And I'll just be like, oh, okay, this is fine. Whatever. We'll have more runs. These are fine. Like, insert Bob Ross painting here.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I play World of Warcraft. I raid the hardest difficulty, and you can't tilt because it'll just ruin things. Like, you have to stay calm. You stay calm. I was not calm at points playing this.
I literally
Like,
was
straight
asked, so I live with Pink Loon Games, my girlfriend. It's like, are you okay? Because I was like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, losing on a boss with like 2 hit points left. There's like 40 hits on a boss, each one of these bosses.
Yeah.
And I was like literally saying, motherfucker! Like, I was upset.
Yeah, I had family members in the house say the same thing. They're like, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm like, I died to this boss. It's bullshit. And they're like, well, maybe you shouldn't play this game if it's making you this mad.
I mean, but honestly, while I was mad, and speaking of mad, the literal reaction you gave me to this game, we did not talk about this game like for the whole week. The one thing that Sphinctus gave me, Dana, he gave me an angry face emoji, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I understand
Like,
what he's talking about.
You understand.
Yeah, I was like,
Like
oh,
after I
no.
was like, all right, I'm gonna play this now, and then like 2 hours later, I just sent you an angry emoji, and that was it.
Yeah,
Like you got everything out you needed to hear out of that.
yeah, exactly. I was like, I understand, dude. It wasn't just the game; it was specific things from the game. The spider enemy.
Yeah, the spider. It
Fuck
was absolute
you.
bullshit. Well, because the thing is, you have to shoot at an angle to kill it a lot of the time, and the problem with shooting at an angle in this game is that you move when you shoot at an angle. And frequently, when there's a spider, it's in a bullshit spot where you're on like a 1 foot wide platform. So to angle it angled at him, you have to move left, so you fall off the platform. So you hit it once, you have to jump up, and oh well, there's another enemy coming at you. You're dead. All right, you have to start over.
Yeah, and it's not just that. Some enemies, like the spider, you kill them, okay, great. They literally, on death, shoot like shit out of them. And it's like, oh, I guess I die because I killed this enemy that I'm supposed to kill. And it's in the worst position, so it's like you can't even dodge it.
Well, what was so upsetting for me is like you'll kill something a million times because you're gonna die a million times to get past something, and then it'll just kill you still just because you get so tilted. I got so mad at those fucking ghosts. I hate the ghosts more than any other enemy.
So for those,
for sure.
so I'll show some footage on the screen, but the ghosts literally come out from nowhere on the top of the screen, and they'll throw a spear down at you, kill you
within
immediately.
like 0.5 seconds.
Unless you know they're there, you will die.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're pretty easy to kill once you know they're there, but at the same time, like, it's an instant death for anyone trying to play this blind. But you mentioned you got to level 5, right?
Yeah.
So you played a fair amount of mini bosses.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember level 2, the Eye Man?
Oh, the eye boss. That's the one I got most frustrated on. The eye boss was so frustrating.
The entire boss was based on RNG.
Oh, absolutely.
So basically, this boss would drop down eyeballs and then like spawn in random places. And if he was in a good place, you were able to shoot him and get a lot of health down.
But if he's in the middle,
eyeballs would randomly die.
Yeah, they would randomly die. I never understood that. And if he spawned in the middle, he would shoot the eyeballs at you, and because you were so slow, you would just get hit and die. there's nothing you could do.
This whole game was me wishing I could run. Like I was like, am I missing the run button? And then I look up on Wikipedia after I beat the game. The point of the game, it says, despite his apparent handicap, his slowness as an ape, and the fact that almost any attack can kill him, Toki is able to spit powerful shots that will help him defeating enemies.
This shit is
and
not
obstacles.
powerful. You have to hit each enemy 5 times.
Yeah, it's so bullshit. And each boss, I don't know why they have like 10 blocks of health. They're only 40 each, but like even that's way too much. The second boss, the eye boss, took me like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
and
I spent
so
at least
upset.
a half hour. So my strategy for that was just to go all the way to the left and just spam attack and jump as fast as I could alternately and hoping I kill it, and then angle it and hope he RNGs himself to a good position. And I eventually killed him that way. Because, like we said with the RNG, he'll randomly move across the screen and spawn in a certain spot. And if he spawns in the middle or on the left where you are, you physically cannot get to the right far enough because he'll already shoot the eyes and they're already on top of you before you can deal with them. You can go under them, you can move to the other side, but you are so slow that more are coming and you're just going to get overwhelmed. Like, it's 100% RNG.
It was terrible. The only other boss that like I truly despise was the mammoth boss. I think that was
I thought that was the
level 5.
easiest boss because I figured out a way to cheese it.
I mean, if you memorize it, it's not terrible.
No, so there's a method. If you crouch, he doesn't do anything, and you can just crouch and just attack.
Oh my god. Jesus.
All he does
All
is
right,
just
well, I didn't notice
all
that.
he just does is jump up and down, and then you just attack his feet and kill him. That's
Speed run strat. So, want to know what I really was frustrated about this game?
what was that?
Like, preamble. I actually didn't really expect this game to be as frustrating as it was. I heard good things about this game. I never played this game.
Yeah,
But I was just like, all right, it has fun sprites. Would you agree it has fun sprites?
yeah. I mean, it's cool. The music sucks. It's literally like the same song every.
Yeah, I mean, it's like standard arcade music.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't say that most arcade games have the most exciting music.
Yeah.
But like, it was a decent flavor of a game.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I-
Like the different enemies, stuff like that. Like the character. I just don't know how to feel about how some of the bosses look. Like I said earlier, the first boss was just okay.
Yeah, I mean, like the reason why I picked it is because it had like a decent flavor. I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
this
it's
looks
different.
pretty fun. And I'm generally in this podcast not trying to pick games I've played before. Like even like if I've played a game before, I don't want to like have to spend most of my time on it again.
Yeah.
But despite that fact, one of the most frustrating things was not actually the bosses, but the mini bosses.
Oh yeah, like that. In the underwater level, that guy with the
The
shield.
fish Poseidon.
Yeah, that was a pain in the ass. That took me a little bit.
The bouncing head.
Bouncing head. Oh yeah, that one was bullshit too. Like the
Yeah.
the
it came
the furry
closer to you
wing-
as
yeah,
time
yeah,
went
yeah.
on.
That one was
Yeah.
bullshit. Like we said earlier, this game knows it's bullshit because it gives you a checkpoint immediately after that kind of stuff. That one didn't. So what happened is there's that mini boss that's bullshit that you die to 20 times killing, and then immediately after there's a ghost that kills you, and before the checkpoint, and the checkpoint's immediately after the ghost. Like fuck that boss or mini boss.
Yeah, honestly. The game did a lot of stuff like that. But something I definitely enjoyed was getting that flamethrower power-up.
Yeah, the flamethrower ruled until you died and lost it.
Because despite the fact that it probably was annoying that they knew that you could hold down the button, they gave one weapon that actually allowed you to hold down the
Yeah.
fire button and like constantly use, and that was the flamethrower. And like it felt good to use because you could just kill everything.
The problem with the flamethrower that I had is like it gives you right away in the first level. You're like, oh, cool, and then you like jump down this vine. This enemy comes flying out the side. You know those enemies I'm talking about, right? The ones that look like piranhas that come out like the little thing. You clearly see them,
Yeah,
but it's like they're
yeah.
so fast you can't dodge it. You just die and then respawn at the checkpoint and they're gone.
That and the fact that the frame of reference in the game is honestly not that great. Like there are certain points where like you easily could die to something that's blind. So let's talk a little bit about the final level of the game,
Okay.
which you actually didn't have the ability to get to.
I did not know.
So
You had alluded to it that it was hard.
yeah, I told you before that you could save state level 6, and that's honestly a little bit of concern when you see that immediately before you even
Well,
play the game.
I had no frame of reference. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I just told you
And
there's
then-
arcade continue bullshit. Yeah. So what that actually means, I wasn't lying. It gives you 5 continues for the level or else you restart the entire game.
Wait, what?
And so if you continue 5 times in the final level, you have to restart from the beginning. It says like, oh, you have 4 continues for the rest of the game. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's a
You
real
do
thing?
it again. Like, that's a real thing. If you game over 5 times, you have to restart to the beginning. Normally in the game, that would sound bullshit because like the entire game is bullshit. But the final level is so much harder than every other level, including the final boss, that the ability to beat level 6 individually would require you playing this game like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Like there's no way you would beat this game without memorizing it at this point. And it's an arcade game, so you'd have to memorize it.
I don't know. I just think it's very predatory.
The most absolute bullshit level. Like, I implore you to play this after the fact. I use save states because I'm like, there's no way I'm doing this in 5 levels. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the sanctity of the podcast that I use save states.
We're just here to play this game. We're not here to like want to hate ourselves. Do you really want to play through like those first 5 levels again?
Honestly, I think that after the fact, I think I enjoyed the game, but during the game, I actually did not like it
I
at
kind of
all.
feel like the same way. I like look back at it. I'm like, it wasn't awful. It was bullshit. But it's like once you know the bullshit, it's kind of fun to play through. Can you think of any specific moment?
Yeah, I could actually see myself playing through this again.
Can you think of any specific moments that were like just unreasonably bullshit, other than like the second boss?
During some mini bosses and during some bosses, I got legitimately upset. Like, legitimate, like, motherfucker type upset. But I think the most upset I got is during the final level. Not because of the standard gameplay. I guess you didn't see this. There will be footage on the screen right now, but there is a bullshit DKC minecart
Wait,
section.
what?
In the last level, there's a DKC minecart section.
I gotta play that.
But the momentum's fucked up because this game doesn't actually like have that in any other area of the game, so it's janky and bullshit. Unless you know what's going on, you will immediately die. Because you jump off something and then you jump past the next minecart.
So then you're just screwed. So though your momentum is
And
just doesn't
they
make any
have a
sense.
section right after it ends. They have a minecart. You jump off to get to the platform. There's like 4 enemies there ambushing you. And it's like, are you kidding me? I just did this entire minecart section and I'm gonna die.
And then you have to do the section again.
Yeah, because they specifically don't give you checkpoints in this level until like way after you think you should. We talked about the entire game having like really, really, really clean checkpoints every 5 seconds. The final level doesn't do that. They actually wait an extremely long time, like crueler than most actual platformers, to have checkpoints. The entire level is longer than most levels in the game. There's like 4 total checkpoints.
I might have to try to get to that and play that just so I can experience it. It sounds, maybe I'll make a point to say on the last part of the podcast next week to say what my thoughts on it were.
The final boss specifically is the most bullshit thing ever because it takes more hits than any other part in the game. It requires more RNG than any part of the game. And if you die, you go back specifically. Imagine, so you die in some of the bosses and you actually go back, not to the boss, but like to a very small part behind the boss.
Like the,
you know what I'm talking
room
about?
right behind the boss, yeah.
The room right behind the boss, and they have to kill like an enemy and they get to the boss. You have to go like 4 rooms behind the boss every single time you die in this. And you remember, this entire level, you have 5 continues before the game restarts to level 1. It's insane. The fact that this game exists is insane. Like, it's bullshit.
What company made this game? Like, I want to like look this up right now.
It's
Toki
TAD Corporation.
Arcade game. I want to find like the creators and I want to like message them on Twitter and say like I hate
Data
them.
East. It's Data. They're a Data East subsidiary.
Okay, so
they made
programmer
3 games total.
Okay, it's Akira Sakuma. I'm gonna find his Twitter and I'm going to angry tweet at him.
All right. Well,
I couldn't spell Twitter right, so this isn't happening right now. One of my most annoying parts, I thought, was in the lava level after you get to a platform. There's a part where there's like a 1-up on like the ceiling and there's like 3 moth guys and you're like on a moving platform on the lava and immediately after the platform, which if the platform hits the wall, it explodes and you die, there's 2 enemies flying at you at an angle after that section and I just kept dying over and over and over and over there.
should have just gotten the 1-up.
Yeah, I should have got the 1-up. And then on the 4th level, which is like by that point, 5th level, I was just done at that point.
You were angry.
The 5th level starts with a like frame perfect jump over a pit with a chicken flying at you, and then there's like an iguana thing that takes like 70 hits and throws fireballs and stuff and licks you. And I was just like, I'm done. I can't anymore.
Well, how do you feel about this? A new independent enhanced remake of Toki was announced in October 2009. It was developed by Golgoth Studio and originally targeted for release on PC via Steam and home consoles through Xbox Live Arcade, PlayStation Network, and WiiWare. It missed its original 2011 release, and it wasn't officially canceled, but it was, however, released on April 5th, 2018 for the Nintendo Switch. Are you going to pick it up for Nintendo Switch?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So
It exists.
I hate to interrupt you. I'm reading the wiki right now. It says Toki was generally well received, commercially successful, and achieved a considerable following of fans, winning a Golden Joystick Award.
Are these people masochists?
What? Like it has like
Are
really
these people
good
upset
reviews
with their lives?
back in the day.
I mean, I could kind of see it getting good reviews based on like the general presentation of the game, but I have not been more upset with an arcade game than this game in a very
An
long
article
time.
says the one praises Toki's gameplay, stating that the gameplay is so well balanced, become gradually harder as you get into it. Furthermore, stating that this is exactly the way an arcade game should be.
Are these people paid to say? I mean, yes, they are definitely.
They're
paid
definitely
to say
paid.
this. That is,
I don't know,
but
man.
like, did these people play the game?
That just makes me feel like the other versions of the game just have to be different. Like I'd be interested in checking it out because the version that we played was just absolute bullshit. I don't know if
For lack of a better term, this makes me feel Gamergate is real,
yeah.
despite the fact that it's just bullshit incels.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the kind of shit that like causes someone to go over the edge.
So do you think like there's like dev options to make it like harder or easier, like an arcade person could like do that, like there's like a dev menu for the game? Because I know the arcade
What,
games
just not
that.
have like bullshit enemy appear and kill you immediately?
Well, maybe like there's like
Maybe.
a slider of bullshit that you can turn up or down. Maybe we just got like the hardest version possible, like the
I think I figured it out.
real gamer version.
I think I figured it out in one sentence will tell me that. Taito published ports to the Atari Lynx and Nintendo Entertainment System and featured a health bar so that Toki didn't die after one hit.
Oh,
Imagine that. Imagine that. Not dying immediately.
Like even if I had 2 or if I had 3, this game would be good.
2 is like 3 maybe, 2 no.
If I
2 is already
yeah, but it's better than
bullshit.
1. Like 1 just sucks.
I was upset. Genuinely
Well, I guess
upset.
that's
All right,
just a way to explain the game upsetting. So we can go on to the next thing.
I tortured Dana.
You pretty much did.
It was my goal and I succeeded.
You saw my angry emoji. It's still how I feel.
I
about
saw his
this
angry
game.
emoji. The game is literally You ever see that meme that's like, Thomas has never seen such bullshit before with the fucking tank engine?
Oh yeah. It's that's
That's
incarnate.
the entire game. Just that meme. Okay, so we had a lot to say about Toki. Jesus Christ.
We were passionate about our anger. Like this game like hurt
Yeah,
us.
but I beat it, unlike this guy.
We have like a
Unlike this guy, Mr. Noob over
we
here.
had like 1,000-yard stare. Like talking about this game. So yeah.
What else?
What else?
So, I'm on quarantine. Are you in quarantine?
Yeah. I am at home.
That's not what I heard. I thought you were saying you were going to malls, churches.
No, there's like people in fucking Michigan like protesting like I don't know, outside the fucking
Alex
building.
Jones is currently on a protest, like with a crowd. Like
Like,
it's amazing.
with
'cause,
like in the
when you think of
hospital
it,
right next to them there's like people dying, so
It's exactly what you expect.
I did go to the bike shop today though, and I got my bike fixed. I feel like that's kind of a safe activity because you're so far away from people, and they were all.
Did you breathe into the mouth of the dude
He actually
at the
spit
bike
in my
shop?
mouth. I actually like that's customer service, you know.
Yeah, you asked him to.
Yeah, but that's something I'm gonna get back into because I really enjoy riding a bike. I took a 5-mile ride today. I almost threw up
Damn.
when I got home because I'm a fat boy and I need to quit smoking cigarettes, but.
You ever think about cutting down on the tendies?
No, tendies are life. I had steak.
I mean,
I had a steak and baked potato for dinner, but I did have chicken fingers yesterday and probably the day before.
Generally, doctors recommend don't have 50 tendies before a bike ride.
Well,
It's usually 3 tendies per mile.
that's actually a lot of tendies. Like, I used to go on like 20-mile rides with our mutual friend. It's like 60 tendies.
I mean, I could do it. You could probably do it.
Uh,
You might want to die, but you could do
I'm
it.
not like a professional eater.
If someone like held a gun to you and said eat 60 tendies,
Like,
you would be
what's,
able
like,
to
the
do it,
time
but not
frame?
even struggle. Just like a sitting.
Like, I can sit for a long time. Like, I play computer games for 10 hours straight. Like, I can probably eat that many tendies in like 10 hours.
10 hours? I think that's a little too long for the time frame. I feel
Dude, that's
like
that's like 14,000 calories in chicken tenders. Get the fuck out of here.
I feel like I could do that in an hour.
I think you're.
Have you had a 20 piece? Have you had a 20
Oh, I
piece?
can eat a 20-piece chicken nugget, but that's not a tendy. A chicken nugget's like softer. It's
Oh,
like
okay,
a
yeah,
nugget.
fair.
I
fair.
can eat fucking infinite chicken nuggets. Like that's just
Yeah, when I think I'm sorry, I confused the tendy and the nugget. They are
a
very
tender,
different.
chicken tender, chicken breast strip. Listen, I am a connoisseur of shit food, so it's like when people like argue, they're like, "Oh, a boneless wing is just a chicken nugget," and it's like, no, motherfucker, it's not. I'm very passionate about my chicken.
Just like a buffalo wing literally comes from the wing of a buffalo. If anyone says otherwise, I will probably shank them.
I'm actually kind of hungry now. I had steak earlier,
Well,
but
let's have a tendy eating competition, you and me. I have no tendies in my house, but pretend I ate 40. So eat 40 right now.
I mean, if you can put this on hold while Uber eats like 40 chicken nuggets, like I'm down. Like,
All right, see you all in 45 minutes.
all right, we're back. I got my
No.
tendies.
No, it's necessary that we continue for the sanctity and legitimacy of the podcast.
My cats have literally been sitting here crying at me this entire time.
Because they were asking for tendies?
No, just because like I'm not giving them attention. I'm like focused on this, and that's just like. So if you hear cats crying,
So what you're saying is I'm a monster.
no, maybe they're just attracted to the sound of your voice.
Can they hear me?
No, but
They just know.
they just know. But yeah,
So how has quarantine been?
I got fat, man, like fatter. Like we were having the tendy conversation, but like that's another reason why I'm getting my bike so I can lose a little bit of weight. I've been eating like apples and shit, but other than that, just playing a lot of computer games. Nothing too crazy. I'm making more money now than I ever made, like working. Like my unemployment is actually insane.
So you hear the phrase "an apple a day keeps the doctor away," right?
Yeah,
Well, $1,200 buys a lot of apples. I hear you bought 1,000 apples.
yeah,
And they're just rotting in a pile.
yeah. I bought like 1,000 apples. They're just chilling. I'm actually gonna like sleep on them. It's a very lumpy bed, and then I'm gonna throw it out in like 2 days.
It works. Yeah.
No,
Fruit flies need to live too.
but it's you don't just get the $1,200. It's like so you get $600 a week on top of what other unemployment you signed up for. So I'm getting like 700 something bucks a week. So I'm basically rich. I might buy some gold chains.
So you're spending that all on Clash of Clans, getting to the top level, so you could finally compete in esports in Clash of Clans.
This is the problem with those stupid. Like I've played some good mobile games. The problem is you get to a point where you straight up have to spend that kind of money to compete with people overseas. But
I mean, I don't see the problem. I've only spent $1,100 on Clash of Clans, and I'm almost top tier.
are you serious? Like what the fuck's wrong?
I've
with
never
you?
downloaded
Are you
Clash
for
of
real?
Clans in my life.
Like I'm
No.
gonna bully you now. Like what are you little Clash of Clans bitch?
I might cry.
Look,
Are you?
little Clash of Clans
My
bitch?
Clash of Clans character can beat up you.
Probably.
Like you.
I did play. I
I've
think everyone
1v1
played it
you.
for a little bit. It's
I've literally never downloaded Clash of Clans.
really.
Yeah, I've never done it.
Did you
Probably for
see
the
that
best,
thing on
considering
Reddit
I'm a
that was
whale
like?
on Hearthstone.
Did you see that thing on Reddit that was like top Android games of like all time, like the past like 10 years?
Let me guess. Number one was Doodle Jump.
No, so it's been Subway Surfer for the past 9 years.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
I want to die.
2 weeks since
I
I
want-
said sorry.
My life is over. I am wasting away.
Okay. Is that a Linkin Park lyric?
No, that song makes me want to die. Oh man, but
So I've been quarantining pretty well. Every single
you're
time
doing
I
like
go,
healthy shit though, right?
not really. I bought PF Chang's frozen food and I just didn't eat that much. Because I don't.
But aren't you like
understand how
going to like
live.
the gym or like working out or anything like that?
No, apartment gym closed. Work gym closed. Weights online, $800 each. Have you tried to find a weight on the internet?
So I have 2 6-pound weights that sometimes I pretend like I am supposed to use them.
Are you an 80-year-old woman?
Well, it's like I think it's better than nothing. So it's like my thought process is like when I die in a while, like when I'm waiting to be like come back to life, I'll be like I'll do this a couple times. But I did it like once, and they've just been sitting next to my computer for like half a year.
What is? So you said I do this a couple times. What's this?
I'm like lifting my arms up and down, you know.
With the 6-pound weights.
I think they're more than 6. Let me see this.
You okay?
They're heavy.
Jesus.
They're 5 pound.
Oh no.
Dude, man, there's some resistance here. Like I'm doing 1, 2.
You gotta do like a T-pose.
3.
Like not even
Ow.
the Fortnite
Alright,
meme.
that's
Like
enough
it's a
of that.
legitimate thing with weights.
That sounds painful. I have no upper body strength, by the way. Like I can do like a push-up.
You have weights to fix that, even if they're 5 pounds.
Yeah,
just,
but like
just write a
I
1
have-
next to the 5. See what happens.
Just put like 5 and 2 zeros and like take a picture. Be like, man, look how ripped I am.
Make a Popeyes cosplay, and then you're pretty much good. Popeyes,
do it.
Popeye. Make a Popeyes cosplay.
Popeye's chicken.
Yeah,
Dude,
just
I
make a
love
chicken
Popeye's
sandwich
chicken, though.
cosplay.
Have you had their chicken sandwich?
That was delicious, but like
is
I'm
pretty
done
good.
with that. I'm not going to a Popeyes right now.
Why not?
I feel like Popeyes is one of the, so you could tier up restaurants or not restaurants, fast food
Like
places.
of
by, like, their-
restaurants that would have like highest COVID chance.
I'm not talking highest COVID chance. I'm just talking like highest cleanliness. And Popeyes never really did well on the cleanliness meter. They did very well on the food meter. Like
Yes,
KFC and Popeyes have very similar levels
they're
of
very
grime.
disgustingly cleanly.
But
Like Burger
Popeyes
King.
is so much better
Yeah,
than
Popeyes is
KFC.
absolutely better. KFC used to be better, and the idea of KFC, like the taste of like their chicken and stuff, is so good. But then you get it, and it's just like made like shit. People don't give a fuck. The facilities are disgusting.
I just have like flashbacks to like a 2007 KFC getting like a Tempe sweet and sour like nugs or something like that, and it's
Yeah,
just like.
delicious.
Well, I was gonna say I just like opened the box and it's like 10 little balls of just like sauce. Like it did not look good. I don't know
Oh,
what
that
to say.
sounds terrible.
KFC is a sad, sad place.
So you ever been to like Burger King recently? Burger Kings are nasty.
So for those who don't know, I don't really eat red meat anymore. So I don't really have burgers. But the last time I went to Burger King was for the Angry Whopper, probably the best fast food item of all time. I'm not even joking.
I would agree.
It is the absolute best item of all time. But I lied, and I actually have gone since to get specifically the chicken fries.
Yeah, chicken fries are pretty flame.
The problem with the chicken fries, I don't think there's any chicken on it, which is breading in the shape of a fry.
It's like 90% breading, and then you get some that are just like overcooked to all hell chicken, and it's like, man, the idea of this is really good, and then you still get it.
Yeah, because you saw the commercial on some form of social media. I don't think either of us watch TV anymore.
No, I
But the
haven't
idea of
watched
the
TV.
chicken fry is
I
pervasive.
couldn't imagine like sitting down and like watching a TV with like commercials and shit. Does that mean I'm like privileged and I'm just like, I just want to go right to the content I want? Like,
No, it means you're a millennial. You're a
pretty
Zoomer.
much. I am definitely not.
You're a Zoomer, Harry. I can't do the Haggard voice. I have this fucking lame ass. But the one thing I wanted to talk about. So we talked about quarantine
it?
because, of course, we did.
Yeah, this is like what the fuck else? Like that's
Yeah.
like. It's like I hate when you like talk to people and they're just doing everything to not talk about it, and it's just like it's like literally like the universe right now is quarantined.
But at the same time, I also hate people who only talk about it. So like everyone is stupid, including us,
Yeah, pretty much.
especially us.
We're dum dums.
Yeah.
So what the fuck do you want to talk about?
We're mystery dum dums, not even just regular dum dums. The bullshit flavor that no one gives a shit about. Oh, anyway, I was at the store a couple days ago,
Okay.
and like I saw multiple people. So do you know what the N95 mask is versus the regular
Yeah.
mask? I saw
Yeah.
multiple people in these N95 masks. And like I was thinking to myself, this is bullshit. These people in N95 masks, how are they getting N95 masks? I realized like 3 months ago, this would have been the most insane conversation I've ever heard in my life. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm giving a shit what type of face mask these people are wearing. Like, it's a
Yeah.
status symbol. It's like, oh, look at me. I'm fancy in my
Well, a lot of those people
N95
probably
face
work
mask.
construction or painting, or like they have like family members that do. Because like I have friends in construction, and like their families just have boxes of that shit because that's what they used for work, like just like the ventilator masks and shit like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, just the fact that, like, a certain type of face mask you wear has become a status symbol is so out there to me.
Dude, wait for Gucci to come out with it. Gucci
No,
face
Bape
mask.
already has face masks, but those are like multiple years old. I wish I bought a Bape face mask so I could like flex on those like Zoomers at the mall who can no longer go to the mall. You know what I'm talking about? It's a sad time to be a mall rat. What
I
do the
mean,
mall rats
I
do?
was a mall rat when I was a kid, though, like a
Yeah,
teenager.
I was too. I was a white boy in the suburbs.
It's basically what you did. I don't think kids like go to the mall anymore though, because they got rid of all the shit that made them all cool. Like they got rid of all the malls got rid of arcades. They got rid of like I don't know anything that made kids hang around. There's like a food court you can go to.
I mean,
fucking
not
Hot
to
Topic
date
or
myself,
Zumiez.
but like a couple of years ago, maybe like 2 years ago, I was wearing like this sweatshirt that I was a little too old to be wearing, like some skateboarding sweatshirt.
yeah,
Like some like 13-year-old was also wearing the skateboarding sweatshirt, and like he like came up to me because we were both wearing the same sweatshirt. Like, you got a problem? I'm like, I will fucking end you. But at the same time, like he was a mall rat, just chilling, coming up to me because I'm an adult, I guess. And like I just think of him now, and he has no place to disturb the peace, and that upsets me.
Do you ever like think of like children? Like, 'cause I work in a mall, so it's like I have children that heckle me all the time. I'm just thinking like who are you? Like I embarrass kids like when they start getting like that. Like they, you know how teenage kids are. They come and shit. Like
Yeah.
I should have embarrassed them. Like
It's-
I just
You
feel
could
like I'd throw
you
them
could
against the wall.
literally like just
Like I feel like I could rip them in half. Like,
yeah, but
clear.
that wouldn't be as good as embarrassing them. They could get past getting ripped in half. Just like, oh, that guy in the mall ripped me in half. I didn't have anything to do. But it's like, oh, that guy in the mall embarrassed my chin. I have a weak chin, and like he'll cry forever. Or she.
I will cry.
You don't discriminate against 13-year-olds.
Well, it's like frequently
the
what will
mall.
happen is it'll be like two guys and like a girl, and they're like teenagers or something like that. And we have like puppets in our store, and the guys will be with the puppets like, ooh. I'm like, do you guys think you're cool? Do you think she thinks you're cool or something like that? And they get like super blushed and they leave.
That's when you literally like. You ever play shot put like in track and field?
No.
You ever grab another human by the ankles and then chuck them 45
Yes.
feet?
I didn't even say. I didn't even hear the second part of that. I just said yes.
I mean, it's just how it is. That's how you mall security. You've all seen Paul Blart, the documentary.
I was a security guard for a period at the casino.
Did you wear a silly hat?
No. But I danced a lot.
Did you
In
wear
front
two
of-
silly hats?
No, I wore 3. What people don't realize, security can't do anything. They're not there to like stop you from doing anything. They're there to tell other people that you're doing stuff. Like security, security is mostly customer service.
They're only there to dab on the haters, right?
Dude, we dab on all the haters and old people.
You ever
Old
dab
people.
on an old person? Just like they're like trying to ask you a question, like you dab, you accidentally elbow them in the face with the dab, and like they're down.
No,
down for
but
the
I
count?
got reported because a regular came in that I thought I was cool with when I was a security guard. He came in and he like put out his hand, I put out mine, and I did like the psych thing, thinking I was cool with him. He got very upset, reported me to my boss.
Dude got psyched straight up.
Dude, he like went home and I don't know. He said I disrespected him greatly, but sometimes things happen. Yeah.
Virtual homework. How many times have you listened to Report Card by Soldier Boy since last week?
Like 10 times. Mostly I listened to that Bucket song over and over and over.
Buckets, 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 buckets,
The
buckets,
song
buckets,
is
buckets, buckets,
amazing.
buckets, buckets,
Holy
buckets, buckets,
shit.
buckets, 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 buckets,
I play
buckets,
in my
buckets,
mom's
buckets.
car and then I drive by and pretend it's in my car.
So next week we will have a guest. It will probably be Lex Luger, but if we can't get Lex Luger, it's going to be OJ the Juice Man, and I hope that everyone is okay with that.
Dude, we're actually gonna go back in time and get old Gucci Mane, Fat Gucci, to be on the podcast.
So most of us know about the fairy tale about that gingerbread house. I don't know the name. Is it called the gingerbread house? That'd be a pretty accurate
Wait,
name.
what the fuck are you talking about?
So, just like the gingerbread house,
Mhm.
we are going to feed Gucci Mane until he's plump. And then we're going to get him on the
diabetic?
podcast. And then we're going to
Like,
cut
because
this
the
part
bottles,
because it
like,
sounds insane.
Gucci full of
This
gingerbread.
part sounds insane, so I'm definitely going to cut it.
I think it's great.
Well, it was great till I said we're going to cut it. But really, we're going to get Soulja Boy on the podcast. That's the only way. That's the only way to do a third episode.
So third episode, we got some big shoes to fill. So hopefully next week we'll be able to live up to our promises.
I hear T-Pain's your friend.
T-Pain is everyone's friend. Okay.
But he's your specific friend, so he's going to be on the podcast next episode.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna call up the homie T-Pain. He's gonna be like ah, and he's gonna come on the podcast.
All right. Well. Okay, that's it. We're done. We're ending on the blow.
Okay.
I don't know. Did you want to? We could cut that out, and if you want to end on this, then we can. I'm still recording.
Well, are we still gonna do like an ending?
What's the ending gonna be?
Well, thanks for listening, guys. I really appreciate this. This is our second episode. We'll see you next time with the Homework Fucking Virtual Podcast.
Thanks, gamers.
Duh.